the New Mexico State Aggies, who are trying to follow up on an outstanding season last year. First-year head coach Tony Sanchez, joined by offensive linemen. She has Pete and Buda Paletti, defensive end. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Congratulations on the position. You were the wide receivers coach last season. What is it like now being the head coach?
You know, it's the second time I've done it, so that experience, you kind of fall back on it. But having been here the last 2 years with Coach Kill, helping him, build the program up, you intimately know it. You know these guys, you know a lot of their teammates, having played there, no Las Cruces, got a lot of, great relationships there. So it's an absolute blessing to have an opportunity to take over and get a shot at doing this.
For people who don't realize, you have some roots in Las Vegas. You were a head coach at Bishop Gorman, which is one of the powerhouse high schools in the country. You were head coach at UNLV. What did you learn about those experiences that now helps you in the first year at New Mexico State?
That's what life's all about, right? You fall back on all these experiences you have, success, lack thereof. All the different things that go on, and transpire. Then they make you stronger, they make you tougher, they make you more knowledgeable, So I think just, again, stepping into this role now, having been a head coach for 5 years before in a really competitive conference and now having to do it again, there's a little bit more, my fire is still burning hard, right? But there's a little bit more ease to it, a little bit more patience to it. You know what you need to do to get this thing continuing to roll in the right direction. And again, you fall back on those experiences. So I'm excited about it.
Got to the conference championship game last season. How do you build off of that success? What have you seen so far to this year's team?
Well, the biggest thing for us and the thing that we're so excited about is that's the expectation now. You never want to go backwards, right? So our expectation, go to a third bowl game in a row, play for a conference championship. We want to win a conference championship. This is a very competitive conference. We've got a lot of really good coaches, a lot of really good players in this conference. It's not going to be easy to do, but that is the expectation. So last year we had to really knuckle it up. We had, I believe, 6 games that were less than a score. We won a bunch of games at the very end, and that's got to continue to be our DNA, no matter where we're at, who we're playing. We just got to stay focused on the task at hand. Be tough. We've had a chip on our shoulder the last couple of years. Just because we've had success, we don't need to lose that chip. We need to lean into it. So I'm excited about that, and I'm ready to go compete.
Offensively, you lose one of my favorite players of all time. Diego Pavia was just a bulldog. Tell me about the offense now and who steps in at quarterback.
Yeah, so that's the biggest question. Diego had an incredible couple years. 17 wins, 2 bowl games, conference championship, and and he was a really ad-lib guy. When you watched our games, a lot of it was unscripted. He did a great job of tucking the ball, getting hard yards. Made some great throws, and but we're going to do it a little differently. Our quarterback led our team in rushing. We don't really want to do that. We've got some talented backs. We need to hand the ball off, be better with our RPOs, get the ball out to our outside receivers. Having the entire offensive line, basically the entire 2-deep offensive line coming back, that's a big deal. So we'll lean into those guys. So at the quarterback spot, you had Deuce Hogan and Parker Awad was with us in the spring. They both did a really good job, competed at a high level. Santino Mariucci, who came over from Wake Forest, he's got starts under his belt, beat Pitt last year, did some really good things. Jake McNamara came over from UTEP, again, he played well over there. We've got 4 guys that have talent. The biggest thing is we're going to have to put them in pressure situations. We're going to have to challenge them, find out who the best leader and who's the most productive of the group, and we got to do it really fast.
Offensive line, you got Shiaz Pete sitting next to you. What is it about it that unit stands out for you?
Honestly, it's the success we've had and just the experience, with him and Kaden Yarrow and AJ. Those 3 guys have started for 3 years. This will be their 3rd year starting all of them, the other guys around them, they've all have starts under their belt. So, again, when you look at, guys like Pete and Yarrow, and AJ, you just got to lean into your veterans. They'll lead that group. Coach Mitchell does a fantastic job of developing them, but when you've got older guys that can stand in front of the team, you've got some grit to them, it makes a big difference.
Shiaz, welcome to the show. You were 5'11" your freshman year in high school, is that right?
Yeah, actually.
And then you shot up to 6'8" your sophomore year in high school?
Well, throughout my entire high school career.
Okay, throughout your entire high school career. What was that like then growing into that body and developing into an offensive lineman?
Well, at first I didn't really think of it as such a radical change or whatnot. I thought it was normal. And my peers back on the reservation, didn't find it too extraordinary. It was until I usually came out here, and then that's where it kind of manifested itself into who I am today. I'm using my height for a good thing, and I am very fortunate to have the body that I have, and it is a great advantage on the field.
What has it been like to play at New Mexico State and develop and have so much talent coming back on the offensive line?
It is a great honor, and I am excited that we've maintained the level of continuity we've had in our offensive line room. But again, it's a great honor. I'm excited that that program has invested into me, and it's going to elevate my playing ability on the field.
I've heard Coach Sanchez is a little loose. He's kind of free, has fun. What's it been like having him as the head coach so far this year?
He's rather energetic and enthusiastic, and I like that. I can get behind that. I feel like with Coach Kill coming in and basically setting the standard for our program and then moving on to better things, Coach Sanchez has been given the opportunity to maintain that and exceed expectations in the coming years. And I'm excited to be part of that change.
I also heard watch out for you on the chessboard. The Las Cruces Chess Club? What's that about?
They are a close-knit community, and they're really fun to be around. It's a rather relaxed event. We go out to different various sorts of bars and whatnot, and we just play chess and have a good time.
Are you the best?
Far from it, but there's some really good, talented people there.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, we have a highlight of yours in that huge Auburn game, the win last year. You were blocking for Diego Pavia. Let's take a look. You're at left tackle. What did you see on this play?
I saw Star Thomas diving in for the end zone, and I lit up.
On a big stage like this, in the SEC, at Auburn, you guys pulled off the upset. What was it like, just experiencing that accomplishment?
Pure pandemonium, chaos. It was amazing. One of the greatest moments of my career was in that stadium.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go to the defense now, Coach. What do you have coming back defensively, and what excites you about that unit?
You know, we've got some good guys coming back, and I think we've done a really good job of recruiting and retooling. We lost a lot of guys to the transfer portal on the defensive side of the ball, but we've brought in some really dynamic guys. We brought when I look at, some of the guys we brought in, like, Fahina from UNLV, a guy that played for me there and started there and was a really, Naki's a really good player, really energetic. He's going to do a really good job of adding to that defensive line group. You got guys like Buddha coming back, who again will be his third-year starter. It's Joe Morris, the defensive coordinator at Sam Houston, now coming over with us. And you look at how good their defense did last year. They're really the guys that gave Liberty fits last year, So can we do it again? We'll see. But I like the staff we brought in. I really like the players we've brought in. I love the guys that are returning. And I think we're going to be a lot better than people think on that side of the ball.
Buddha Paletti, defensive end for New Mexico State. What have you seen so far defensively from your guys?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of our guys are really bought in. Like I was saying earlier, I feel like we have this train going, and it doesn't stop for anybody. So all of our new guys coming in, although we did lose a lot of defensive players, I feel like they just hop on this train and we're doing great as far as like camaraderie and coming together and being a team, bonding, you know what I mean? And I just feel like our defense is slowly molding together, and especially we have the comfort of Coach Morris, you know what I mean? He's such a cool guy. He's always funny. He makes everything good for us. It's easier to, just insert this new defense, and yeah, so I feel like it's a good environment for us.
Okay, so new defensive coordinator Joe Morris. What is the defensive scheme, and how long did it take you guys to adapt to it?
Now it's a 4-2-5, but I feel like it's Coach Morris. He kind of breaks it down, really easy for us, and it's not too much thinking, and I feel like there's not too many things that you have to ask about. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like to the untrained eye, you don't know what we're doing, but I think Coach Morris does a great job of making sure all of our players are trained in each of their sections of what we have to do, and I feel like he just makes it a lot more easier for us.
All right, so I hear when you guys travel on the road, your family rolls deep, especially in Hawaii. You had about 30, 40 people there. Tell me about what that experience was like.
Oh, it was great. A lot of my family out there in Hawaii, they've never seen me play. So for me to go to Hawaii, and especially it being a college game, it was huge for them. Like, I had family, friends, cousins, uncles, like everybody's hitting me up, like, how do I get a ticket? So I had to go through and just literally ask all my teammates, like, hey, can I get your tickets? Can I get your tickets? And yeah, my family came. They were happy to see me play for the first time. I probably didn't leave till like an hour after that. The bus was waiting on me, just taking a bunch of pictures.
What has it been like to be part of the group bringing New Mexico football back and putting it on the map?
Honestly, it feels great. You know what I mean? It's an honor for sure. It's a blessing. And I'm happy to do it with people that I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like, Coach Sanchez brought me here as a receiver coach even, and it means a lot to me. So helping Coach Sanchez to bring everything together, it's an honor. You know what I mean? I'm happy bringing in all these defensive guys, trying to get them together, get them to follow one train, and just keep moving.
Nice. All right, we're going to take a look at one of your plays. It was a conference game against UTEP. You came up with a big sack.
Yes, sir.
Walk me through chasing down from behind. What do you remember about this play?
I just remember I thought my teammate was going to get the sack that play, and I don't know, after running for so long, I was just praying that I was the only one that was going to get there. So, I don't know, I was just praying like I was going to get that sack, and I don't know, it's not a good thing my teammate got held, but I was kind of happy about it because I came down with the highlight and the stat to show for it. But yeah, it was a great moment for me.
Nice, nice. What goals have you set for the program when you take over in your first year?
You know, biggest thing is, I mean, obviously we've got the long-term goals and the short-term. The biggest short-term goal is go 1-0. We've been 0-1 coming out of the gate 2 years in a row. You know, I mean, we've started slow. I mean, even last year, I believe we started off 1-3, you know. So for us, getting out of the gate, getting going to 1-0, it's not going to be easy. SEMO does a great job, but we got a home game. We need to have a great camp. We need to do that, you know. Going to a bowl game. We haven't been to 3 bowl games in a row in the history of our program. We've been playing football for 100 years, you know, so that would be huge for us to be able to sustain the success, get yourself to a bowl game, and then obviously you want to get back to that conference championship game, and, you know, you'd like to have a different outcome. So, you know, as a team, those are our goals. You know, number one thing I tell our coaches is you recruit your guys and graduate your guys. Number one goal, we want to graduate our players, right? Then we want to teach them how to be champions and live a good life. So, you know, if we keep those priorities intact and we make sure we're taking care of our guys, we're graduating these great young men so they can go out and be productive, and we're teaching them how to be successful through hard work, through discipline, through accountability, through punctuality, doing all those little things you need to do, sustain success throughout the course of your life. We're going to win football games if we do that.
Nice. All right, you talked about week 1. Let's put your schedule up on the monitor.
Yep.
Walk us through your schedule and talk about some of the highlights that you see.
Well, obviously, you know, week 1 excited at home, and the game that everyone's been, badgering me and our players about is week 2, Liberty. You know, we went to Liberty 3 times last year. You know, so I mean, in the last 2 years. So we're glad they're coming our direction. So excited about that ESPN2 game. You know, and then when you really look at it, and you look at those 2 games in a row, the Liberty and Fresno, I mean, those are 2 tough games. Fresno's a great football team. Play them in a bowl game. That'll be a rematch. You know, Tim Skipper, who was my DC at UNLV, will be their head coach this year. You know, again, thoughts and prayers go out to Coach Tedford. You know, and then from there, you know, you just gotta. I mean, it's going to be a heck of a year. You know, you get your SEC challenge at the end with Texas A&M. That'll be a raucous atmosphere, and then playing UTEP on Thanksgiving weekend, rivalry weekend, last game of the season. We're really excited about that. And 2 years in a row, we've gone to UTEP, so it's going to be nice to have them at home.
Well, hopefully I can get one of these games because the
There you
food
go.
in Las Cruces is off the charts. I can't wait to get back. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Good luck this upcoming season.
Appreciate you. Go Aggies.